YouTube. Alright, so going out for another walk, episode 2. Um, Today's March 1st, 2025. Got a lot of goals this year, and one of my goals is filming at least 30 videos, a video every single day for the whole month, or at least 3 times out the week, twice out the week. But really, just wanted to get on here and say it's beautiful outside. I'm moving around. You guys should too. One, because it's good for your health. And it's good to get some vitamin D from the sun. It's beautiful. Mainly, I want to talk about just being alone and stuff. And I don't mean that like in like a bad way. Being alone for me, it almost feels damn near fun because I get to do what I like to do, and I don't feel no sense of judgment or anything like that. I almost feel like I'm at peace with enjoying the things that I like, and anybody that's on any other type of energy that's negative and is not positive, I really don't want you around me. And that's not anything personal that anybody should take to the heart. If somebody's trying to better themselves and you're trying to do something different, because a lot of people take that to the heart when you're trying to do something different, and they look at it like, oh, you think you're better than me, or you think that you know everything. And usually that stems from it. The reason why I feel like people look at it like that is because usually a person, when they say something, they're usually confident with what they say. It doesn't mean you're always right, though. You can say something confidently and be wrong. I've said a lot of confident things and been wrong. The difference is my ego is up here, but the minute that I'm wrong, I could bring it back down and be like, you know what, you're right. Most people can't say the next person's right. They have to be the person to keep fighting it and keep trying to fight and find different words to battle against you or whatever the case may be. But for me, I accept when I take an L, and I use the L to learn, to prosper, to think, and to grow. I want to talk about my employment status right now. So I'm 21, and the last job that I worked was a warehouse job, and it was a chill warehouse job. They did a lot of legal things that I necessarily didn't like, and they were a little too comfortable just with just doing it. They ain't try to hide the legal stuff they did. They just did it right in our faces. And one of the things they would do is I would work 4 days out the week. It would be 5 in the morning shifts all the way to 3 in the afternoon shifts, and I was fine with that. It would be from Sundays to Thursdays. Now, peak season, is around like holidays and Christmas and everything of that sort. So, like, they'll have us work extra days, but what they would do is sometimes you're supposed to tell a person if they're working more days at the beginning of the week. Typically, they would tell us on our last day when we're supposed to get ready to go on our 3-day break, 3-day weekend. And I personally didn't really appreciate that. I know it's not really that big of a deal. And another thing too is there was a lot of native speakers there. A lot of people that didn't speak English and didn't understand English either. So it would be a lot of translators. And it would, like, they wouldn't be from probably this country or whatever. So if a place is doing illegal stuff and you're not from the country, but they're paying you about $500, $600, $800 a week, you're most likely not gonna say anything, right? So for me, I just looked at it like, all right, whatever, I'll get to it. it was a seasonal position, and I was working extremely hard to be there permanently. And I would miss days, and it would be called E-days. Basically, the E-days would be like you could just call out, and if you went past that, you'll get fired. Now, what is so interesting to me is I use all my E-days, but I had one more left. And I remember I was talking to one of the other associates that worked there with me, and they were saying that you have a lot of E-days, and I'm saying, ain't that why they gave it to us, to use and whatever? And they're like, yeah, but they don't like it when you really use them, which I felt was weird, because why are you gonna give me something to say I can't use it? It doesn't really make sense. But yeah, moving past that, after that job, they let me go like 2 weeks before Christmas, and I was unemployed, for the whole January. I was just unemployed. So I was just every single day just waking up and improving myself, and I'm still doing that same thing right now, and just changing my habits, changing my thinking, and start appreciating the little things that I have around me. Now, I'm applying to jobs the whole time though. Like, I'm not just sitting on my ass not doing nothing. I'm applying to jobs. I'm trying to I'm trying to find something, but January, typically jobs, they don't really be hiring that much like that. So I just spent the whole January just looking for jobs. I found this job called Sierra, and it's a pretty chill job, but I wasn't getting days, like 1-2 days a week. That's cool when you're 13 or 14 and you're in high school or middle school, 8th grade or whatever, and you're just going out to get some food with your friends after class or whatever the case may be. But when you're a little bit older, it's not really worth the time, or even worth the effort of even getting there, or even worrying about how you're gonna get there or how you're gonna get home when it's 1 day or 2 days. So as of right now, I'm back to square one, unemployed again. And I feel like I'm not the only person really going through that. I feel like there's a lot of other people going through that. Difference is I want to talk about it instead of just hiding it, because it's what I feel, and I feel like I just need to let it out. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, man, it's just the only thing that's stressing me out about it really is that you don't really know where you're going. Like, you don't know the next step. At least I don't really know the next step, but I do know that I'm gonna keep putting in job applications and keep trying and keep just trying to hold on to some faith. I would say, but yeah, like a lot of things that I think in my head, it always makes me think like I'm supposed to be going through that right now. Like, I'm supposed to go through a chapter of being messed up in my life so I could appreciate when I get back on my feet. And that's the way I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it like I'm just learning a lesson right now, and I'm learning a lot more about myself, and I'm learning how to appreciate things more. When I was 19 and 20, I wasn't like cocky or nothing like that, but I just felt like I was 20 years old, I had a car, so just hanging out with my friends, and not too many 20-year-olds I know of have whips or whatever. So I was just feeling myself just a little bit, within myself. I wouldn't say like I was blabbing about it, flexing on anybody. That's not really what I do. That's not my character. But I was feeling myself just within, knowing that I have something that most people don't have. And that's not really a good way to look at something, should always remain humble and appreciate what you got, and appreciate how long it took you to get it. You know, sometimes you lose that. You get somewhere and then you forget the steps it took to even get there. And being a year later now, and thinking about the steps and the time that it took to get there, I really don't take it for granted, and I really appreciate really appreciate it. But yeah, no, like I just want to sit here and talk about life. It's a funny thing, it's an interesting thing. It's a thing where it's like it's good, it's bad. And a lot of things I'm not really speaking on personally with me. I'm speaking on, from what I see how my family, how they had to struggle, see how they had to, go through certain things. And, a lot of situations, I think people look at it like, I'm not super religious, but I do believe in a higher power. And I feel like, sometimes the people in my family, because they've been through so much adversity and persevered through it, they don't never take a minute to think and reflect and anything like that. They just keep going. And like sometimes you gotta learn things as you go. Like even when you're working a job, you're supposed to learn something from that job so you can apply it in your life. And every job that I worked at, I implied something from it. And obviously, like it's a job, but you should still learn something or try to learn something from it to where you could implement it in your life. For me, going back to what I was saying, like being alone, I feel like it's a good thing for me because I get to really, really think deeply and really. How many of us really sit there and ask ourselves, what do we like to do? What is our hobbies? What who is the people closest around us? Like, not too many of us ask that question. Like, we don't ask ourselves that question. And I feel like you have to really get to know you. Most people really don't know their self. And then they'll tell somebody else, you don't know me. And it's like, you don't even know you, Like, you can't tell somebody they don't know you if you don't know yourself. Because for me personally, I can tell you right now, I know myself a lot. I know myself so much to where I could look at somebody else and tell you exactly what you do, your habits and everything. And that person, they may not want to believe it because their ego, and they'll be like, oh no, what you talking about? It's like, look, your action always speaks louder than your words, So if you're saying one thing and you're doing the other, it's pretty visible that I know you and I know what you do because I'm watching you every single day. And, like, that's the thing that I mostly pay attention to. Like, it feels like most of us need to be alone, and too many of us is scared to be alone because we feel like we need somebody there, or, we need to have somebody that's just next to us. And sometimes they don't even have a purpose of even being next to you. You just want somebody there. For me, I start to learn, like, I like having people that you don't gotta be me. You don't gotta act like me. You don't gotta nothing. Just as long as you can do your best to understand me and let me be me, and we're cool. As long as I could be me, and you don't look at whatever I say or anything or take it to the heart, then we're cool. I feel like a lot of people, sometimes even with family, or I listen to family talk about like how a job let them go, or the job is doing this, the job is doing that, and I did this, I did that. And even I had to learn, like, bro, jobs, they don't care about you. And for me, like, I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, screw a job, I'm not getting a job. Like, no, that's not me. I understand the reality of the world. You need a job because you need to pay bills. Personally, I don't even care about money, for real. I only want it because you need it. Like, I really don't care about it. Like, there's some people you might see flex money or some shit like it's something, excuse my language. But to me, it's literally like I just use it to pay for stuff that I need to pay, and then the rest of it I enjoy with people around me. I don't really care to value a dollar. I wouldn't hurt somebody for a dollar, like, unless it probably was jeopardizing something, that I was doing, and even then it probably wouldn't even be that. But like that's really what I gotta say. Like, it's okay to be alone. You don't need somebody always near you. You don't always need somebody, there if they're not being beneficial, And I'm starting to realize that as I get older, like people that's beneficial and people that isn't beneficial. I look at like the way how I look at like rich people is they have people around them that is valuable. Like, you don't have to, I feel like you don't have to be the smartest person. You just gotta look at somebody and be like, you're smart, come with me, and you'll know what to do with them, because what you lack they can pick up. And what I realized from a lot of people that don't have money, including people around me and myself, is majority of us think, not me per se, but majority of us, when you listen to everyone talk around you, you realize y'all is not beneficial in no way. Like, y'all don't come up with no ideas. Y'all don't think of no ideas to do anything cool to make anything. It's like, I understand why we're in our place, because you guys is just relying on other humans to take care of you fully 100%. And a human is not a human is a god within, but some people will take that and try to control a whole bunch of other people. And that's what I just believe in. Like, I believe in, like, there is some people in the world that, like, they're trying to control you, and the way they're doing it is by just saying huge words and making it sound like it's impactful, but it's really not. And most people is just so slow, they just believe everything. So that's why things go the way they do. But yeah, nah, that's what I really believe in. But yeah, that's all I really got for today. Till I get another video in. Peace.